Hi guys, it's Virtual Spirit Week. Woo! Woo! I know we're all excited. It is Virtual Spirit Week, and today is Wear Your Favorite Beachwear Day. So, I have my hat, I have my glasses, my no drama llama chair because it's my favorite beach chair. And of course my little beach outfit and my pretend sand. We got the pretend sun shining. And we are gonna enjoy this beach day while we read chapter 4 of our story. So I do have to take my sunglasses off because I can't see. Okay, so chapter 4 is called Where Are We? Remember, they had just gotten off the raft that was kind of spinning in the air because they used a magic coin to get away from a giant shark attack. So now let's see where they are. The raft slowed down. As it floated toward the distant shore, the sea changed, becoming calm and smooth. The seagulls were silent. "Where are we?" asked Annie. "I'll check," said Jack. He reached into their waterproof bag and pulled out the travel guide. He quickly found a map inside. He pointed to the trip of Cozumel. Then he moved his finger across the Caribbean, landing on the eastern shore of the Yucatan Peninsula. Dotting the shoreline were symbols for hotels and resorts. Jack showed the map to Annie. "I think we've come to the shore of the Yucatan Peninsula," he said. "Cool," said Annie. Jack read aloud from the guide. Vacationers flock to the eastern coast of the Yucatan of Mexico. Along the coast are comfortable luxury spa hotels and 4-star Mexican restaurants. Tour buses visit Mayan ruins and hidden sinkholes filled with water. "Hidden sinkholes filled with water," said Jack. "That sounds weird." He kept reading. Cruise ships dock at ports along the coast, while ferries take tourists over the Caribbean to Cozumel. "Good news," said Jack. "We can take a ferry back to Cozumel. Then we won't have to worry about sharks anymore." He looked around. "I wonder why we haven't seen any ferries or cruise ships. Maybe they're docked in their ports now," said Annie. "It's late afternoon. It'll be dark soon." The sun was low in the sky. Soon it would sink behind the jagged cliff. "Makes sense. I guess we'll have to catch the ferry first thing tomorrow," said Jack. "Cool. We can stay in one of those comfortable luxury spa hotels the guide talks about," said Annie. "Doesn't that sound good?" "Yeah, really good," said Jack. He was ready for a little comfort and luxury. "And get dinner too," said Annie. "Like at a 4-star Mexican restaurant." "Great," said Jack. He loved Mexican food and he was starving. "We'd just been doing our mission," said Annie. "Yep," said Jack, "having a good time." "Oh, look," said Annie, pointing toward the shore. "What's that? Up there?" Jack saw stone buildings high on top of the cliff. "I bet those are Mayan ruins," he said, "like the pyramid we saw in Cozumel." "Look it up," said Annie. Jack flipped through their travel guide until he found a photo that looked like the same rocky cliff with the same stone buildings. "I found it," he said. He read aloud. "Yucatan Park is a tourist attraction on the east coast of the Yucatan. In ancient times, it was a port city for Mayan sailing around the Caribbean. Today, it's a theme park that welcomes vacationers from all around the world." "A theme park?" said Annie. "What's the theme?" Jack turned the page and saw Mayan dancers in tall feather headdresses. "I think the theme is ancient Mayan life." "Oh, that's cool," said Annie. Jack read more. Tourists flock to song and dance spectaculars that take them through Mayan history. A walking path connects the park to a hotel zone. "Wow, song and dance spectaculars," said Annie. "I'd love to see one of those." "I'd love to find a luxury hotel first," said Jack. "Watch out," said Annie. The raft was headed for a pile of rocks at the edge of the water. "Turn!" Jack shouted. Amazingly, the raft swerved to the right and missed the rocks. A wave then carried it into a sheltered cove below the cliff. The raft slid over bubbly foam at the edge of the sea and stopped on pebbly wet sand. Their magic ride had come to an end. "Safe," said Annie. "Our wish came true. We had a fun ride." "A lot of fun," said Jack. Even the terrifying shark attack didn't seem like such a big deal anymore, especially now that they could catch a ferry back to Cozumel in the morning. As Jack and Annie packed up their gear, the sun was sinking behind the rocky bluff, turning the sky pink then purple. Jack's face was warm with sunburn, but his body felt chilled in the sudden cool air. He was looking forward to settling into a nice hotel room. "Okay," he said, "let's find that hotel zone." "Let's check out the Mayan theme park first," said Annie. "It must be closed by now," said Jack. "It's almost nighttime." "Okay," said Annie, sighing. "But we have to visit it first thing tomorrow before we go back." "Sure," said Jack. "I'd love to know more about Mayan history." He and Annie put on their flip-flops and stepped off the raft. "Uh-oh, I just thought of something." "What?" said Annie. "We need money," said Jack. "Oh, right, for a hotel and dinner and the theme park," said Annie. "And the ferry tickets," said Jack. Annie grinned. "No problem," she said. "We used one of our gold coins to wish for money so we can have a good time." Jack laughed. "Okay," he said, "that should work." He reached in their bag and found the velvet purse and took out a second gold coin. "We'll just have one left after we use this one." "I know," said Annie, "but I think we can have lots of fun here, even without magic." "So, how much should we wish for?" said Jack. "How about 500? said Annie. "What? Are you serious?" said Jack. "No kid carries around $500. "Well, then maybe we should wish for a credit card instead." "Yeah, and how do you expect Morgan to pay the credit card bill?" said Jack. "Okay, back to $500. We need enough for a luxury spa hotel, a 4-star dinner breakfast, and tickets for the theme park and ferry." Okay, said Jack. 500. I still think it's too much." He held up the coin. "Get ready for dollar bills to rain down on us." "Ready," said Annie. She held out both hands. "We wish for $500 to have a good time," said Jack. He tossed the gold coin into the air. Again, like tiny fireworks, it burst into a shower of fiery red and blue sparks. When the sparks cleared, nothing rained down from the air. "Oh no," said Jack. "It didn't work." "Yes, it did. Look," said Annie. Sitting in the middle of the raft was a neat stack of crisp green bills. She picked them up and counted. "Hurry, we have 10 $50 bills. "Great," said Jack. "We can probably change them into Mexican money, pesos, when we get to the hotel." "No problem," said Annie. "Give me the purse. We'll put the money in with our last gold coin." Jack handed Annie the purse, and she stuffed the wad of bills inside. "Before we go, we should pull the raft higher up on the sand so it doesn't wash out to sea," said Jack. "Maybe someone else can use it if they find a paddle." Jack and Annie leaned over and gripped the raft. "Heave-ho," said Annie, and together they pulled it higher up on the beach. "Wait, hear that?" said Annie. "Listen, it's coming from up there." The sound of musical instruments were coming from the top of the cliff. "The theme park is open," said Annie. "Maybe they're doing one of those song and dance spectaculars we read about. Let's go see." "I'd rather just go to a hotel," said Jack. "We've had a full day." "Oh, please," begged Annie. "Let's check out the show really fast, and then we'll go straight to the hotel. I promise." Jack listened to the music for a moment. It was filled with the haunting sound of flutes and thumping drums. It sounded mysterious and joyful. "Okay," he said. "Come on!" And he started across the sand. Jack grabbed their bag. "How do we get up the cliff?" he said, hurrying after her. "I saw some steps when we were coming in," said Annie. "They're just around these rocks." As Jack followed Annie around a pile of boulders, a cool wind blew across the sky. The full moon had turned the sea to silver. And that is the end of chapter 4. So it seems like maybe they found some other people in this theme park because they're having some sort of spectacular show. Now, the next chapter is titled Yucatan Theme Park. So I'm gonna assume that chapter 5 is gonna talk about the theme park. So we can just assume that's where they headed to through the boulder path they're taking. But we won't read it until tomorrow. So make sure you come back here tomorrow so that you can read chapter 5 with us. And don't forget, it's Virtual Spirit Week. So I want to see you dressed up tomorrow. If you have pictures of yourself dressed up, please send them to your teacher or upload them to Instagram if your parents have an Instagram, and tag Global Leadership Academy Southwest at global_leadership_Southwest. And feel free to get your parents involved. If you want them to dress up for Spirit Week, well, I don't know what that was. If you want them to dress up for Spirit Week as well. I can't wait to see all you guys' pictures the rest of today and tomorrow, and have a fantastic night, and I will see you again for our read aloud tomorrow. Bye.